And hey, look what we've got here. The Doctor's the hybrid. Called it. Alright, Rick Wool again here. And it's Doctor Who time again. And this time, it's Heaven Sent. Series 9, Episode 11. The penultimate episode of the series. It's been a good series. Will the finale live up to that? Well, this is the first part. Let's find out. Okay, so, spoiler alert, of course. But this has been a really interesting story. Or a really interesting episode, at the very least. Because essentially, it was a one-hander. Now, to all of those who don't know your acting terms, a one-hander is, where there's one actor on stage, on screen, for the entire piece. And that's it. No one else. Okay, we got a little bit of Clara in there. Sort of. Not the real Clara, of course. She's still dead. Spoiler alert for last week with that one, I think. And we had the monster. But other than that, it was a one-hander. And the Doctor's found himself teleported to a mysterious island prison castle thing. He has to search his way around, find out where he is, find out why he's there, then escape. Simple plan. Of course, it's not always that easy with the house constantly moving, the monster chasing him, the obscure clues like the word bird, and of course constant traps. Still, of course, he's the Doctor. He finds a way, he figures it out, and he ends up, spoiler alert, big time this time, he ends up on Gallifrey, to be continued. Okay, this is probably a pretty major section for this video, on the grounds that essentially the Doctor's the only one we've got to talk about. Okay, there's a little bit of Clara and the monster later, but not much. Okay, obviously, first thing to say, Peter Capaldi, awesome. If anyone can carry just being on their own in this story, it's him. It was interesting to see the Doctor running about and solving the mystery, and yeah, that was kind of cool. Okay, the constant referring back to the TARDIS, and that's how he works things out. Yeah, that was straight out of Sherlock, wasn't it? I'm not really sure that was the way I'd have wanted to see that. It worked well, but it really did seem like ripped off from Sherlock. And then there's his confessions. What is it he confesses? That he's afraid. That's no big deal. That the reason we've been given all these years of it being bored in Gallifrey was a lie? Was that he was scared? Yeah, I'm not sure I like that, but it's still pretty vague, so that's fine. I have no problem with it. The stuff about the hybrid, that's kind of interesting. Nothing too exciting, but gives us an insight into this year's MacGuffin. Oh goody, he finished with the Time Lord Victorious type speech. That's just what we need, isn't it? So here he is, off to destroy Gallifrey. Oh, and by the way, totally called it. Don't know if you remember this. Way back when in episode 1, or was it episode 2? I forget when they first mentioned the hybrid. I pointed out the Doctor's half human. The Doctor's a hybrid. And hey, look what we've got here. The Doctor's the hybrid. Called it. You can only base it on what the performance was like in the episode. And Capaldi was excellent. He always is. Okay, even from beyond the grave, Clara can be annoying. That is the lesson for today. And essentially that's all we need to say about her. At least she got to motivate the Doctor. And once again, a bit like Adric in Time Flight. Yeah, I'm still comparing her to Adric. An interesting design. Was he meant to represent death? He did it well. But not particularly an interesting monster. Not bothered about seeing him again. So, all in all, yeah, it was an interesting experiment. I think it worked well. A lot better than the last interesting experiment they did. Don't necessarily think it'll be the next Deadly Assassin. But, yeah, you can't complain about the episode. Really not much to complain about. Except Clara, she was still annoying. Even from Beyond the Grave. Oh, the big reveal, spoiler alert, that it all took place within the confession disc. Yeah, I kind of worked that out within the first 5 minutes. But that didn't take away from it. It was fun. It was interesting. There's still a little bit too much sort of video gaminess to it. I love video games, but that's not necessarily why I watch Doctor Who. The confessions were average at best. Capaldi was spectacular. Really loved Capaldi. He got some great lines. He delivered them perfectly. Book ended with 2 really nice speeches. The first about you run, it walks, you rest, it doesn't, and finally death catches up with you. That was a fun one. And the Brothers Grimm story towards the end. That was also excellent. Really liked that. The reveal of Gallifrey. Yeah, that was less good, really. Wasn't spectacularly bad or anything. It just was predictable. Nothing wrong with being predictable. That's really the sign of good storytelling sometimes. But it didn't feel as big a deal as it really should have. That's probably the epitaph for the whole episode. It didn't feel as epic as it should have. Not bad by any stretch. Really good. But slightly disappointing at the same time. If I were to give it a final score, which, hey, that's why we're here, isn't it? I'd call it a solid 7.5. Maybe even pushing towards an 8. Okay, quick warning about next week. I'm going to be very late with my review. I know this one's probably going to be up late too. But next week's going to be really late. Because I'm probably not going to get to see Doctor Who until late on the Sunday. I know, it's a series finale and I'm missing it. I've got a con in the afternoon and my friend's leaving do on the evening, so yeah, I'm gonna probably be missing the episode for a while. I'm not gonna see it until either really late on the Saturday or Sunday. And then I've got to do the review. So it'll be late, but it will be coming. Until then, see you then.